Hey y'all, happy Thursday. Happy first week of the month of November. I'm excited that tomorrow is Friday. I am looking forward to a weekend of hopefully some rest. Ha 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 ha, so funny. Oh, you're so funny. Today you can tell by the title of my video is something I want to touch on. It's called Plantar Fasciitis. Have y'all ever experienced that or known anybody who experienced it? It's awful. It's something that I've been dealing with since July, so for about 5 months now, it's been my unwelcome friend, and I want it to go away. Let me explain what plantar fasciitis is. There is a tendon that goes from the bottom of your toes to your heel on the bottom of your foot, and that tendon gets inflamed, and when the tendon gets inflamed, it feels like you're stepping on a sharp tack every time you take a step and put weight down on your foot. I had it before about 8 years ago when I had my daughter. Just after I had her, I got the pain in the bottom of my foot. Same foot I'm having a problem with now. And I ignored it for probably about 6 months. I just grinned and bared with it because I had a newborn baby, and I was afraid to go to the doctor and for them to tell me, oh, you got a bone, a bone fragment, or a bone spur. That was the word I was looking for. You have a bone spur and we have to do surgery. That was like in my head that's exactly what it was, and I couldn't have surgery because I just had a baby and I was a busy woman, and it hasn't slowed down since. Anyhow, so I was terrified that the doctor was going to tell me that, and the air conditioner was on again. I'm sorry, Star Wars fan, sorry. But anyway, I went to the doctor after 6 months of suffering with it, and I told her what was going on, and she was like, oh, you have plantar fasciitis. And I'm like, what is that? Does it require surgery? And she was like, no. I had it before too. All you need to do are these stretches. And she showed me in the office the stretches that I should do to help this tendon relax or loosen up or whatever it does, I don't know. I immediately went home and started doing the stretches. I did them before I got out of bed, and it felt like a week was out and the pain was gone. And I'm like, I can't believe I waited 6 months dealing with this pain when all I had to do was a couple stretches, and in less than a week's time the pain was completely gone and my life was right back to normal. So fast forward about 8.5, almost 9 years, and around July the pain started creeping back, but it was very dull, and I immediately started stretching before I got out of bed, throughout the day, just stretch, and the pain just seemed to get worse and worse. And again, I dealt with it for a while because now I knew exactly what it was, and why am I going to go to the doctor so she can tell me, are you doing your stretches? Yes, I'm doing your stretches. Well, here's some Tylenol, or here's some ibuprofen 800, or whatever it is. I just was not going to go to the doctor for something I already knew about. So I dealt with it, and I had been doing some stretching, and I want to say probably 2.5, 3 weeks out, I got to the point where I'm going to Google it and probably find out that I have the cancer because that's what happens when you Google anything. But I Googled it, and I read something where it said to freeze an ice bottle, or to just ice your foot in general. But if you freeze an ice bottle, you can roll the hardened ice bottle on the bottom of your foot. Not only would it, the ice do its thing, but you would be relaxing that tendon inside, and it would help. So I started doing that, and at first it hurt bad when I first put my foot down on ice, but then after a couple minutes it was like the best thing ever. So I started doing that daily, and sometimes multiple times a day. I would do it at work. I wound up freezing one of those small little mini lunch bottles at work, and I'd bring a bunch of socks that I don't wear anymore, clean socks, and throw them in my desk. And if my foot was hurting, which it was daily and is, I would grab that frozen water bottle out of there and pop it inside of one of my old socks, and just take my shoe off under my desk and just roll my foot across it. And after like a minute or two, it was already starting to feel better. But I felt like, for me personally, the ice was great, but it was just a short-term fix for my problems. I still ice to this day because it feels great, especially when it's super sore. But it didn't cure it for me. The stretchings weren't doing it. So I finally broke down and went to the doctor, and I actually saw the ARP this time, and he was like, yeah, definitely sounds like plantar fasciitis, and you're doing the stretches, so let's give you a cortisone shot. And I was like, a shot in my foot? That's gonna hurt. But when you're at a point where you're in so much pain, and you've been in so much pain for so long, you know, he probably could have told me to put on a tutu and, you know, do the mashed potato, and I would have done it if he said the pain would have gone away. I was hurting so bad. I was like, all right, let's do this thing. So I got a shot in my foot that day, that very same day, and he told me it's gonna hurt worse before it gets better. It's gonna feel like you're stepping down on like an egg. And you shouldn't feel pain, you just feel the pressure of what I injected you with in your foot. So I was like, okay, and I got the injection, and it hurt. He numbed it. It still hurt. It wasn't the worst pain I've ever been in. But when I left, he was definitely right. It felt so weird because it was numb from where he numbed it, and then I had like all of this medication or whatever it is that he injected into the bottom of my foot, just like balled up in that one spot. So every time I stepped down, it was almost like I had a piece of rubber in my shoe. Like, I don't know. It was weird to explain. The shot lasted, I'm gonna say, the first day, the numbness wore off. The pain was still kind of there. The next day, I'm gonna say the next 3 days, that sharp edge of pain was gone, but I was still in pain. It did not take the pain away. It just didn't have that sharp edge to it that, you know, if you understand pain, you know what I'm saying. So I was actually out of state during that time. Like right after I got the shot, we went out of state. We were fleeing from the lovely Hurricane Irma. So we went out of state for several days, and I'm hobbling around. I actually got a GIMP pass out of it. If you know what I'm talking about, it's the handicap pass that you put on your rear view mirror, and you can park in the handicap spots anywhere. I don't use it because I feel like there's people with, you know, real disabilities that need those handicap spots, and I'm telling you, I'm in pain most of the time, and I don't like to hobble, but I don't want to use, you know, park in those spots, because there might be somebody who, you know, has to get out with a wheelchair and needs that extra room. So I don't use it. I have used it once or twice when the pain was like almost intolerable, but there was like 3 or 4 empty handicap slots right next to me, and I didn't stay long. And then I feel guilty, like what if somebody's watching me and they look at me and I don't have crutches or a cane, or, you know, I'm not getting in a wheelchair, and they're like, girl, what you doing? But I don't know, I guess that's just a weird thing, but the pain is real. So yeah, I did get a 6-month parking pass out of it, even though I don't use it. I just kind of show people like, look what I got, and I don't even use it. So I'm still doing the stretches. I even used the tight sock thing that you can get at Walmart or your pharmacy. It's like really tight, and you put it on over your foot. It's super tight, and you're supposed to wear it while you're sleeping. Halfway through the night, I get up and rip that joker off. I don't like things on my feet while I'm sleeping. I can't sleep in socks. I'm not that person. But for the most part, I feel like it does help a little bit if I did wear it all the way through the night and get up in the morning. When I first put my feet down on the floor and that sharp pain that shoots through right away, I did feel like it did take some edge off of that. But again, halfway through the night, I'm like, get out of here. So that really didn't work for me. I did go online. Oh, and one of the things the ARP told me when he gave me a cortisone shot is you've got to get better shoes. These shoes you're wearing are ridiculous. And I work predominantly in an office setting most of the time. So I wear flats, and I have flats in all different colors to go with my outfits, and they're like the ballet flats. You know what I'm talking about. Ladies, you know what I'm saying. And he was like, there are no support in these. They're awful for your feet anyways, and for what you're going through, you just need to invest in better shoes. And I have been fretting about that because I kind of knew that before the ARP told me. I mean, common sense told myself that, you know, these shoes aren't good. But I'm a tall woman. I'm right at 6 foot, or probably now with the law of gravity right under 6 foot. So I have a very large shoe. You know, I have to have big feet to balance out the length of my body. So I have the worst time finding nice looking giant shoes. So I kind of fretted about that. And, you know, I even spoke with my mom, like, where am I going to find decent shoes that don't look like, you know, I'm getting ready for the nursing home, that will fit my feet and I can fashionably wear them interchangeably with any outfit, because I know if I'm going to buy good shoes, they're going to be pricey, and I have to be able to wear it with every work outfit, because there's no way I'm going to be able to afford, you know, multiple colors of this non-existent shoe. So I started researching it online after the cortisone shot didn't work, and, you know, the icing wasn't helping and the stretching wasn't helping. I started Googling, you know, shoes for big women, shoes for big women feet. And I came up, Birkenstock comes up right away. I've never owned a pair of Birkenstocks. I know some people absolutely swear by them. But like I said, I work in an office setting most of the time, and when I'm not in the office setting, I'm in an area where I cannot wear open-toed shoes. So Birkenstocks are kind of out of the question for me. I did see a couple closed-toed Birkenstocks. Not my style, sorry. So I kept Googling and stuff, and this brand came up called Allegra. I'm not really sure how you pronounce the name. The shoes themselves are in European sizes, so I'm probably pronouncing it incorrectly. It's Allegra. And I've seen them before. They're nursing shoes and doctor shoes. They are super cute. They come in every single color and design. They have glossy, matte, leather, cloth, clogs, Mary Janes. Just, they're really cute, and they're expensive. And frankly, I knew that buying a decent shoe was going to be expensive. I've actually never put my foot inside of an Allegra, because every time I've gone to the shoe store and seen them, they never had them. I couldn't figure out my size because the sizes were in European, and all the model sizes were way too small for my feet. But I've always heard great things about them, so when I saw them online as a suggestion for plantar fasciitis relief, I was like, I wonder. So lo and behold, I looked on Amazon and they had them in my size. I found a nice black pair and I bought them. $119 later, the most expensive shoes I think I've ever owned. And I actually have one of them off right now so I can show you. And this is it. This is a size 41, but I think this is really a size 10 wide, and you can see it's black. It's the demi shine, and it has like an imprint of roses going all around them, and it has this cute little silver or nickel, whatever it is, rose button here. But these actually aren't buckles. This is Velcro. So I just pop my foot in there and then Velcro it on in the morning. It's got a cute little butterfly on the side. When I first got these shoes, and I looked at them in the box, I'm like, these shoes, I don't know about this. I should probably send them back because I will be looking extra. They kind of have this, and not all of their shoes are like this. This is just the style that I selected because I saw that they were black. I saw that they were demi-shine. I saw that they had a cute rose pattern on them. I liked the little button on the side, and I found them number one in my size, and I'm like, sold. And I really didn't look at, you know, the style or anything, but I think these, I'm calling them Mary Janes. I don't know what they call them, but if you see like the front, the very top of the shoe, it's almost like, it almost looks like it wants to square up. They remind me, this is what they remind me of. They remind me of those Dutch girl shoes, the little wooden shoes that the Dutch girls wear when they do their that dance at Disney. That's what they remind me of, except they're leather, and they smell like leather, and leather to me just smells wonderful. And they still smell good like leather. But I have been wearing these since, I'm wanting to say September, and that sharp, nasty pain that I was getting, I don't get anymore. I do still deal with the pain every day. It's a dull pain. It's very much manageable now, now that I've switched over to these shoes, but it's still there. And I have made the mistake, the day that Cowboy and I went and we bought the furniture and stuff, I wore a pair of Converses because I was sick of wearing these. I wanted to look different, and I had a really cute outfit on that looked really cute with Converses. So I wore the Converses all day. And let me tell you, on Sunday, and even that night when we got home, I paid for it so badly. The pain was so intense in my foot. I took an ibuprofen 800. I was on ice. I was just miserable. I was absolutely miserable. The next day, oh, it just sucked so bad. So I went back to these shoes, and I'm like, I can't, even though I don't want to wear these shoes every day, I have grown accustomed to them. I do like them now. I don't think they look extra anymore. But they aren't the most, fashionablest things ever. I will look for, they're just so expensive that I don't want to even look for another pair. Maybe one day in the future. But I've paid the price by deviating away from them. So if you are suffering with plantar fasciitis and you have some tips and tricks that work for you, please comment down below. Let me know what you do. I'm still venturing out there. I'm still looking for more things. The ARP told me, we can put you in a boot. I don't want to do that. This is my driving foot. We could also go to physical therapy. I kind of feel like I'm already doing stretches. What can a physical therapist do for me? But on Google, when I was researching these shoes, I did find an article about the athletic tape with plantar fasciitis. If you guys have done that and it's helped you, please let me know, because I'm definitely interested. I actually was thinking about getting some this weekend just to see if I can get the pain completely to go away, because that's the ultimate goal here. And even though these shoes have pretty much saved me a whole lot of pain and agony for a long time now, I don't want to wear these forever. They are cute. They are comfortable. I'm not even going to lie to you. These shoes are super duper comfortable. It's just the uncomfortable pain that I'm having on the bottom of my right foot. My left foot's in heaven. I just don't want to wear them for the rest of my life. I want to wear sandals in the summer with cute painted toes, and I want to be able to wear wedges or maybe a heel every now and then. And so the goal is to get this tendon healed up to where I can put my full weight on it, which is another reason I think that this, it's just another thing to add to my case for why I am excited about seeing the bariatric doctor and looking forward to the VSG surgery, because this is something that predominantly happens in, curvy people, heavy people, and I'm a heavy person. I got a lot of weight, going on my feet, and I don't know if I put all my feet on my right side. I probably do. But the thing that kept coming up over and over again in all the articles that I was reading is it's predominantly found in heavy people. Athletes and stuff do get it, but let's face it, I'm not a tennis player, so I don't know why I have it. It has to be because I'm chunky. Check, got that part down. So it's just another reason that I need to get this weight off of my body and off of my organs and off of, it's just time for a change. It's just time to start living life, and I need that extra tool to help me keep pushing, because I'm doing it on my own, but it's just not coming off. Anyways, I'm not getting on that soapbox now. Y'all feel me. So that's what I'm dealing with plantar fasciitis. Like I said, if you've dealt with this before and you have some tips and tricks that I haven't already said that I've done, please let me know about it. Y'all, I even tried BioFreeze. You know what BioFreeze is? It is that gel that you put on sore muscles, kind of like Tiger Balm or whatever. It used to be prescription only, but now they're selling it over the counter. I bought it, and the other night I broke down. I put on one of them deli women gloves, the gloves that they used to wear in the cafeteria when we was in school and they served your food. I put on one of those, and I cleaned my foot real good, and I just massaged the mess out of my foot with some BioFreeze, and then I put a nice clean sock on it and laid in bed. Nothing. Not a tingle, nothing. I didn't feel nothing. Are there no muscles in your foot? I'm not a podiatrist. I don't know. That must be just bones, cartilage, and ligament, because I didn't feel not one little tingle like you're supposed to feel, when you put on Bengay or something on your sore muscles. I was just breaking down hoping that I could find something, but BioFreeze didn't do it. Muscle rubs don't do it. There must not be anything going on in your foot to absorb that. I don't know. So right now I'm still Allegra in it. Allegra, don't know. Ice, stretches, and hoping for the best. All in all, it's been a good week. We started November out pretty great, and I'm still looking forward to some cooler weather. It's okay now, but I would like it to get just a little bit cooler, but you can't have it all, right? You guys have a wonderful weekend, a wonderful Friday, and who knows, you might see me before the weekend's out. Oh, this weekend there's a huge festival that I want to go to, and right now I'm just having the burden of, am I going to be able to walk through this whole thing? Because it's literally like rows and rows and rows and rows of vendors, and you know, food and just interactive games and stuff, and it's a huge festival that goes on every year. We look forward to going every year, and this year I have to have to wager in the fact that my foot might not be capable of doing all that walking. So I haven't decided if we're going to just do it and go anyway, and I'll just have to leave when it hurts, or if I'm just not even going to go there. But again, another problem I have to deal with this tendon issue. But anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend, and you get some playtime and relax time and just rest before the work week starts. You guys have a great Thursday evening, and I'll talk at you soon. Ciao.